Hey.
That's all right. Hey, hopefully I got some people out here waiting. If you've been waiting, if not, if you catch it later, I have the Miss Lovely Veronica Rose from Down Under, as we call it up here, from Australia. We've been trying to connect for so long, and I had computer issues. She got a job, and then we missed emails, like got lost in the fray or something. So finally, we're here to sling some cards and probably, I don't, if somebody comes along later and wants that question answered, we'll probably do that. But if not, we'll probably just do some in general readings and see what goes from there. So cool. What did you put aside for decks?
Well, this is why I'm sitting here and not at my desk, because these are my decks.
Oh, okay. Mine are right.
So I thought I would probably just go and see how we go, because these are all of my decks. A few 2-3 months ago, I actually released, I know it was 9 kilos because it was a bulk lot and I sent it all to the one person. It was this huge box of decks that just went to someone because I had decks here, but I had them elsewhere as well. And I'm like, no, it just declutter. But there are 2 decks I'm actually considering letting go of. All the others I'm really, really happy with. Yeah. But these are 2 that I don't use. So the first one is they're both oracles. Yep. First one is the Fairy Guidance Oracle. And nice. I love Paulina Cassidy. I love her music and I love her art. But for some reason, I'm just not really getting into it. And the other one, which I did buy because everyone seemed to be buying it, was the Goddess Power.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah. So I'm actually contemplating selling these 2. Haven't made a decision yet. Yeah. So if someone wants to, if they want to ask a question, I'm really happy to use those decks. But otherwise, tarot down here, oracle up here. Go for it.
Wonderful. I don't have a big collection, and I have given away a few decks that I just didn't jive with. Yeah, I thought I would, but what was the name of that one? It's kind of creepy. I thought I would, but I didn't. I can't even think of the name of it, so never mind. But I didn't jive with it, so I gave it away. So, but it's in a happy home. So I have mine are kind of right over here, so they're not far out of reach. Most of them right now. I'm in my winter spot. In the summer, I move downstairs where it's not so hot because
right.
We get
fair enough.
I'm in the area where we get hot in the summers. We have the extremes, so
well, we just have hot.
So, but I do have my new favorite is the Star Tarot, and it's kind of a cross between Thoth deck and Rider-Waite-Smith.
Right. And I don't know a lot about Thoth decks.
I'm not drawn to Thoth decks usually, but this one's different. So, let's see how the cards go. I feel like I'm yelling. I don't know why. This always confuses me, but it's like the moon. It just there's something about it that's a little different that I really enjoy. So I'll work with this one, and then I got my standby is and I cut all the borders of it. That's what is it? Vision Quest Tarot. I cut everything off. I even cut the keywords, and sometimes I don't know which card they are, so I just read it when I whatever.
Yeah.
I think
have you found when you cut a deck though, like when you trim the borders? Because I've only done it. I did it a few years ago. I think I had another channel at that point, and I did it. With a few of them, especially the oracle ones that are so big in the hand because my hands are small.
Me too.
But then because it takes the seal off the edge of the card, let's just have a look.
They puff up kind of.
They do, don't they? And have you found that means it gets damaged a lot more? Because that's why I stopped doing it.
I think so. Yeah, I cut my Crow Tarot too, and I cut. What else did I was on a cutting spree.
I had like a 1 year edging spree. Every deck was edged, and now I don't even think about it. It was so weird.
So yeah, I cut. What is the Wildwood Tarot? I cut. Oh, where am I? I cut that all down.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like keywords. I find them so distracting.
Yeah.
And then of course the Druid craft I had to because like it's so friggin' big.
Yeah.
But that one cut really nice. It was almost like it was made to be cut.
Okay.
And then I edged them, and then somebody said use marker, and the marker rubs off all over your hands, and then like
I actually, Wayward Son did a post or a video or something on how to do it with ink stamp pad thingies.
Yes.
Once I did that, because I'd been doing it with markers, and honestly, I wrecked. I'm going to show you. Where is it? The Everyday Witch. So this was one of my big disasters, but I just love this deck so much.
I love that too.
With blue. Let me just see if I can find one that you can still see the blue on it.
Because I did the same thing.
Because I did it with dark blue to match the backs.
Yeah.
So, the mirroring drives me nuts with StreamYard. But it bled right through. So then I just tried to cover all the blue, as you can see, with silver.
Oh, so
I've been thinking about maybe getting another deck so I've got a fresh one. Because look, I mean, like that's a lot of edging that kind of went over. Yeah, see,
I had to take.
Really nice.
It was coming off of my hands like crazy. So I held it down like this, and I took a wet washcloth and with a little soap, and then I spread it out all afterwards, and I rubbed it as best I can. So you can almost see in the middle where it kind of, I got it, over here, rubbed it off. See it's a little lighter because it was getting over my hands. Hello, Lynn Bushy. Welcome. Glad you can join us. Excellent. We'll be doing readings, and we're having fun. We didn't get started right at 8 because we were talking away, and like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, we have.
I bet we have too.
Okay, sorry, I've just put the chat on. I won't be able to read the messages though, so you might have to do that, Heidi.
Okay.
Just because I'll put my glasses on, see if that makes a difference. But before we get started, did you want to pull a card for each other?
Sure, that's wonderful.
Just to get started on it.
Wonderful. All right.
Oh, I might be able to read it. Hello, Lynn.
You should, I'm opposite. I take my glasses off to see the close up.
Well, there's a point, and I think it's only just another centimeter beyond where my screen is, so I wouldn't be able to see it at all. So,
okay, I got a card for you.
Cool.
And I think this has to do with your new job. I got the Knight of Pentacles.
Oh, I got such a buzz with that. Oh my goodness. So what do you think is the message behind that?
Well, let me really study this, but this almost looks like a woman is kind of not sure on the deck on the card, but really what to me is speaking about your job, and I really feel like this is, to me, the knights are like the fire energy in a deck. I associate a lot with the elements, so I'm really seeing like really bringing your skills to a new level, because like Pentacles, is the physical element, right? So bringing your skills up to a new level. I'm also hearing communication, and because it's got feathers, feathers are air, so it's bringing in that communication, so I'm really seeing you literally, because it's a knight, taking the reins in this new position of yours, and really bringing the job almost into new arenas, new possibilities, just bringing a freshness into this new job of yours. I just feel it's going to be profitable, not only for you, but for the others you're working with, you know, because Pentacles can be all about finances too, right? So
yeah, that makes so much sense, because that's actually kind of what my boss has been talking to me about, and he has actually said that he thinks that I will be bored once I've gotten a handle on the whole job.
Yep.
I think he's quite happy with my progress so far in learning it, because I haven't had a lot of, I actually feel like the first 2 weeks I was given bump steers on almost everything. And so I'm kind of having to start again and learn the job, but do it in my way. But yeah, I've had this feeling, and I've told him this, that there's going to be more work coming in, and like bigger jobs and things, which will elevate the company, elevate the teams. Because I'm an operations coordinator. So, you know, I have to, there's a lot of technical teams that I have to actually coordinate. And I just feel like I'm actually going to be taking that. My last job was operations as well. And I feel like this one's going to really escalate that ability I already had.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I see with the Knight. I really see it taking off, and especially with, you know, really communicating that, and really like being a star, like really shining your brightness.
Yeah,
that's
so
I think it's
fun.
going to bring in all your
skills.
I think it's going to bring all your talents together too. You know, you'll be, you know, all your skills that you have, you'll be using and for profit and well-being too, right? Physical. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm still getting it. I'm getting all the tools. It's so lovely. Thank you. Oh, that's an awesome message. Oh, I like that.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I was shuffling the Goddess Power when we first started.
Yeah.
Lynn's just asked, can I ask a question tonight? Absolutely, Lynn. Please ask a question.
Yep. Just put it up and we'll both answer and we'll see what we get.
Yeah, we'll do that. I was thinking we could take turns, but I think because Lynn's the first, I think we actually do it. Yeah. So, all right. Ooh, I got that for you.
Well, I can't really read it. Buffalo.
It says white.
Oh, talk about that has a lot of special meaning to me.
As soon as I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's Heidi.
That's a lot of special meaning. Goes way back.
Could you want to talk about it? You don't have to. I'm not. No pressure. It's just that I don't actually understand what that means for you. It's just that as soon as I saw that, I went, oh my God, this is speaking to Heidi's soul.
Okay, so I'm not Native American, but my last name is Feather, but I am not Native American, okay? But I've had an affinity with Native American people forever, okay? And so white buffalo calf woman is a woman, a being that came to the Lakota, which is a upper Midwest, the middle of the country, of the states of North America. And she brought teachings, and she brought 7 gifts, and she also brought the sacred pipe to the Lakota people. Right. And I read about that. And I read about the pipe carrier, the current pipe carrier.
Okay.
Not only did I read about them, actually 20 years ago, I met them. I met the current pipe keeper. And then 10 years ago, met him again. We crossed paths again. And yeah, so that has very special meaning to me. And even though I am on this yoga path right now, which is part of my spiritual being, that it's important to me to remember my commitment to what you call Aborigines, we call Native Americans, my commitment to their legacy, that it doesn't get lost. So that's what that's all about for me. It's not to forget that, because I kind of made him a commitment. Actually, it was to Mother Earth, but it also that commitment goes to First Peoples, because we were all First Peoples at one time. And we need to, from my position, we need to bring that knowledge of the First Peoples back into our world, back into consciousness. Because we all have it, no matter where we come from. We all have it. You know, me and you were European descent, most likely. I'm sure you are. Even though you're in Australia, I'm in the States, we're still European. And we were tribes at one time. Our ancestors were very tribal. And so that, like that's reminding me of how important that wisdom and that knowledge is, and the people that still carry that knowledge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get a message with it. I just knew that was, you knew what the message would be with that card. So
yeah. Yeah.
All right. So Lynn has asked a question. I'm going to get a tarot deck. I feel like I need a tarot deck for Lynn's question. Did you want to answer first, Heidi?
Yeah, sure. I currently have a temp job. However, I'm looking for something stable. Can you tell me when I will find something permanent? So she's asking basically a timing question here.
Yeah. My initial thought, Lynn, is like that went through my mind, is that it's not necessarily about timing. It's actually going to be more about influences and situations and their timing and how that plays out. But we'll see what further messages we get for you.
Yeah, I was drawn to draw 4 cards. So
cool.
Let me find this here. So I get the 10 of Wands, and then we got right after that. Let me see if I put it in front of my face. We've got the Tower. So what this is telling me, there's got to be a dramatic shift. Okay, I'm not like, this is not gloom and doom.
No,
but this is a dramatic shift in Wands. It's creative, it's a process, it's your passion. What are you passionate about? So this is telling me you got to have, there's going to be, or there will be, most likely, a dramatic shift in the way you think about your work, what's important. So you're looking for something more stable. So the rest of the cards, the next 2 cards, really show a lot of promise there. But there's gonna be, or either you have to shift, but usually with the Tower, there's going to be a shift that's going to happen no matter what. That's usually like the strike, the lightning, that whether you want it or not, something dramatic has to change for you to find that stability. But it's coming because we got backwards. We got the Star, and then we got the 2 of Cups. So that is all about, okay, so after you go through this period of things really getting shook up, kind of like the Star is telling me to keep the eye on the prize. You know, don't lose focus. Keep your focus. And then we got the I'm having fun here with the shifting because everything's backwards. The 2 of Cups. And that's to me is finding someone to work with, because that's usually, to me, that's, you know, working with somebody else. This is emotional too, but also maybe looking for some emotional stability that they finally, I'm really hearing finding emotional stability and not to get lost in the ocean of emotions. So that's why you got to really focus.
Oh, I love that expression.
It's freaky how they come up. These cliches always seem to pop into my head. So yeah, so don't it's going to feel swimmy, but it's swimmy. It's going to feel swimmy. You're going to get really emotional about the shift, but remember to keep you focused, because it's going to work all out fine, and you will find the stability that you're looking for. And we'll see what Veronica has to say.
Yeah, look, Lynn, I think a lot of what I think everything, I was getting like the resonance from everything that Heidi said. So I think what I'm going to be pulling for you is actually maybe some clarification or extending on what Heidi has said. Now, just to let you know, I'm actually using for you, Lynn, the Tarot of Mystical Moments. You are the first person. I have not actually used this deck yet. So you are the first person for me to be using this deck with. So I'm just still shuffling. I'll wait till I actually get that feeling to stop. Well, I've actually been riffle shuffling because it is a brand new deck. So I've never shuffled it before.
Oh, cool.
And look at that silver gilding on it. You can tell it's new because that's all kind of, where are we? That's all intact. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got gold on this one.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Lynn. Ace of Pentacles. Oops, where are we? So that to me is just confirming everything that Heidi said. So you have something here growing. You may not know yet what it's actually about. You may not know what's coming. I think this goes in with the Tower moment. The Tower moment is actually helping you. The Tower moment is actually what's leading and what's making way for this, where are we? For this growth to come through here. And if you look at her, this mirror imaging StreamYard does.
Isn't it terrible?
Where am I? And she's just so calm. So this ocean of emotion that the changes that are coming for you will bring up with you will actually, once you've processed that and just allowed it to flow through you, you will reach this calm spot. And then see, she's got a hand. She's not picking it. She's just like, it's almost like, is this real? And it's an opportunity that's coming for you. And it feels like I'm sorry, but there's going to probably be, 2, 3, maybe slightly more months, because energetically kind of the world is going through a lot up until about June, July, apparently. So this timing I'm feeling fits in with that as well. But know that at the end of this, you're going to be offered something that to you, even when it's still unfolding and unfurling, like I'm doing it again, the leaves are doing here, it's almost going to be tentatively, oh my goodness, this is everything I ever wanted. Please, 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 is this real? Because it's like she's touching it to see, are you real? And I'm getting that for you, but it's not going to happen right now. And I'm getting it so strongly for you that, as Heidi said, if you can hang on to that star, if you can just hang on to that goal and use that as your lifeline through this ocean of emotion, then I think that you, then this is what's going to be possible. So the whole reading, I really have extended, just continued on from Heidi's reading, which is actually really cool to do.
It is.
Because I've never done this before. I've never done a tandem reading before. So I'm actually really, really,
me neither.
Wow.
I've seen people do it, but.
Yeah. So this is actually really cool. I'm just going to feel like I just need to pull one more card for you, which is the King of Swords. Now, in this deck, you get both a male and a female king, And I've just used the female kings because I'm just that kind of person. But can you see how she is just so grounded? I know it's the swords, which is the air, but she seems so grounded to me. There's stars there happening. I think this is a real confirmation of pretty much everything that we've said, and you're going to get to that point. So once you've accepted the possibility in this card, this is your part of your maturation process in doing that, because it's going to take courage, I think, to go through everything that's going to happen with the Tower and the ocean of emotion, and to accept this, to not dismiss it because it seems it's too good to be true. So you do have challenges ahead, but honestly, I feel like, man, you know, don't get caught up. Don't believe all the stuff that your ego is going to tell you while you go through the Tower process. Just please don't, because this is what is waiting for you at the other end of it. And however your mastery looks in whatever area, that's what's coming for you. And this feels like you're going to get to this point literally within 2 to 3 months of reaching for and accepting this opportunity, whatever that is for you. And that feels like that's the end. I feel like that's it.
Yeah,
there's some possibilities for you for right now, and it's up to you now to actually take that, to keep that star in mind, to keep your goal in mind, and to just allow that to guide you, to pull you up when you feel like you're drowning.
You're very welcome, Lynn. Oh, and I see we have Lace Patterson.
Hello, Leith. How are you?
Yes, and asking, yes, you may have a reading. Do you have a question for us? And I'll let you start off with this one, and then I'll follow.
Okay, cool. So Lynn, just let us know if that's okay. If that's a good reading for you. If you have any questions, just let us know. Although it feels complete for me in terms of what we can offer you. Mm-hmm. Oh, good, Lynn. Awesome. Good. Okay. Leith, hello. Yes.
General reading.
A general reading. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well.
I know I haven't done one of those in a long time. I used to be my roadhouse, but then I get it, you know, professional, and it's like semi-professional, and it's like questions. It's all right, but that is perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot for you, Leith. And then we'll see what we get for you. I'm not sure about the question. That's fine. All good.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to reach for something different.
All right.
I love how we're both right by a deck shelves.
Yeah. I knew I had to be here for this. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. So, Leith, have you been putting some energy and attention, some focus into a specific area of your life? Because this feels like that you have, and maybe you haven't seen the results, or they haven't been what you wanted at this point. Like it's maybe taking too long to get what you wanted from that effort. Is that correct? Good energy. It is good energy, absolutely. Absolutely. I see this is a very positive card. And what I'm seeing is that it's like here, it's like maybe you've been focusing on one thing, one project, one goal, one outcome. But in fact, all that energy, the reason it's maybe taking longer than you thought or that you hoped to manifest the way that you wanted, it may only be manifesting in a small way and you wanted it maybe to be a bigger way. But it's actually what's happening is it's actually building and building and building here out of sight, so behind the scenes, but it's actually going to affect multiple areas of your life. So it needs time to build that and nourish that before you actually get the result that you see above ground. So good energy, my mental health and finances, career too. Do you know what? This could be all of them. I mean, you've got 7, is it 7 areas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 areas there. Now, it may not be specifically 7 areas. It could be 5, it could be 9. But what your focus has been on is actually growing, and it will manifest whatever it is. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's really broad. I don't know, Heidi, what are you getting?
Okay, I haven't pulled the cards yet. Oh.
No, I meant like intuitively. For when I'm reading this card, do you get anything extra for that? Because it's like this is Leith, and this focus.
I don't know if it's because I can see the card, but it's kind of like a ho hum is what I'm like. It's not like all the focus is not there to put in. There's the growth is there. They want the growth, but I'm feeling from that card that it's not quite enough. You know, it's growing, but there needs to be like more focused energy.
Okay.
That's why I mean, it may be because, you know, the car's not right in front of me, literally. Yeah. But that's what I'm seeing from that place to make any sense.
So if Leith can put just a bit more energy and attention into that focus, into those areas of life, it will actually because I just do feel like that you are putting focus on something. You are putting attention and energy on something, and it just maybe been distracted by dealing with a breakup recently. Okay. So that might be, okay. Then in that case, if I have that context, then that to me means that this is where your energy is going, is the breakup maybe, well, the after effects of the breakup, what it means to you. But I still feel like this is telling us that there's building and growing and nourishing and new things or new attitudes, new beliefs, new situations, new experiences are actually building there behind the scenes. You can't see it yet. It hasn't manifested, but it is there building. So your focus might only be on, I've been struggling with the makeup, but trying to maintain focus, but it can be hard. Absolutely. I agree with you at times. Yeah.
Been there.
I totally agree with you. Emotional, excuse the expression, I don't know how you go with swearing, but emotional shitstorms are actually really hard.
Yeah.
In which case, if that's the case, then the focus and the energy you've been putting onto this now I'm wondering what this is representing for you. So is this like your mental health? Is this your emotional health? Is this trying to get stability in your life? Whatever that, you don't have to answer, but whatever that is for you, know that effort, that focus will actually result in more, like intertwined, interconnected things that will build and grow and nourish you as a result afterwards. I don't know. Heidi, you go, and then I'm going to see if I get any more out of this.
Okay. I was drawn to draw 3 cards. So we start with, find the center here. Page of Swords. So this is the crow tarot, something like that. But pages are messages, or I also interpret them as youthfulness. So having like youthful energy. So kind of like you're being freed. Actually, there's a freeness. You're being freed from something. That's what's coming as I'm holding it up. You're being freed. So the swords are all about mind, your intellect, what's kind of going, you can't see my hand, but what kind of going on in your brain. And so since you've been in something really emotional, it's kind of like you're starting at the beginning again. You're kind of searching and looking for something that was lost. You know, you kind of lost something, and now you're starting to get back on track. You're starting to bring that focus back on track so that you can literally take off. So it's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of work to put that in. And the second card is the moon. So for me, what I interpret in this is with your mind, you got to peel back the layers, finding what's really underneath, because I see the moon as a big illusion. You know, it's shining light in the dark places, in the shadow, where, you know, where it needs to be shown. So that's gonna happen. You're gonna work with this energy of seeing what's really underneath this. I'm feeling like this breakup's going to help you see those shadow areas where you need to shine some healing into those areas so that you get what you're looking for. Because the third card I got is the Six of Pentacles. And this is all, to me, it's all about stability. You know, we've even got the scales of balance here and being, you know, overflowing, you know. So once you see find those areas with a little bit of shadow, and when I mean shadow, I'm not talking about like shadow work. I'm talking about those things that come up over and over again. We kind of make the same mistakes over and over again. You're going to be able to see those and be able to let go of those and free yourself from those so that you can have the stability with your health and you're in all areas, because everything's interconnected. So once you get through this period, and I'm hearing in my head, I'm hearing 3 months again. I'm hearing 3 months, you know, that there's going to be a little bit of struggle, but after about 3 months, you're going to start things are going to start step by step. It's all going to be step by step, but step by step, you're going to keep, you know, taking little steps, because that's what the page is about, the usefulness, the innocence, bringing that step by step. And then each step is going to build for you, and you'll work through these issues so you can find that stability. Like in the Seven of Pentacles, it's that growth. It's putting in and looking, because that was like down in the soil, right? So the soil is that darkness. It's like we can grow from those dark areas. When we shine some light and we realize that we're making these same mistakes over and over, that's growth. That's that's growth. We're learning from that, and that's, we're feeding that, and that out of that we rise up, and that energy rises in us, and we make fruit. We make, it grows into, it's like a tree growing from, you know, like an apple tree growing, and eventually it bears fruit because it's been nourished by this dark, deep, rich soil that is our lives. So that's what I'm seeing for you. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I went well off there into esoteric.
And it's interesting that you pulled the Six of Pentacles, so the one before this, where are we? Which I think is actually interesting. And then as you'd started to do your reading, I pulled the next card for Leith, and it was the Four of Cups. I thought if I'd pulled that before I started, like if I'd pulled that at the same time as this one, it would have given me that context that there was, you know, so a breakup or loss, grieving, that kind of thing. So,
right.
But yeah, that kind of, again, and as Heidi said, it's going to be up to you where you put your focus. In this card, the focus is on loss and what has been lost, on grieving, on not seeing opportunities around them. And I think for you, it's just that choice that you make. And, you know, honestly, don't beat yourself up if one day you have a day where you just kind of gone into the mire, the emotional mire that you can get into when you've had a breakup. And the next day that, you're not. It's just a process. So with that one, I think even 5 minutes a day of looking at the abundance in the pot, sorry, wrong side, the possibilities in your life. I think if you could do that for even 5 to 10 minutes a day, it doesn't actually matter then, which way are we? It doesn't even matter then if the rest of the time you feel like you're a hot mess. It just doesn't. Because this is the work, and that's all that's required. And that is what will nourish all of this coming through.
You're very welcome.
It comes in waves. Yeah. Totally. Yep, totally get that. Yeah. And that's why it's so important not to have a go at yourself, not to tear yourself down, not to think you're not progressing when you go through the wave. We get so much pressure that we have to recover and we have to get over these things fast, and we all have time frames, and that's really not how it works. We're all individual, and it all just takes our own time, and only you will know what that time frame is. But yeah, it's, the waves, just ride the waves.
Definitely.
Wow, that was good. So is that okay, Leith? Do you feel like you got any kind of guidance or direction out of that? Just let us know. And if there's anyone else on who wants a question asked, please let us know. We're here to sling cards because that's what we love to do. So
yeah. I think we just got 2, but I betcha. I know you're so busy, Veronica, but if we could do this again like once a month, I would be.
Yeah, just not on this day, because the only reason I can do it today, being Friday in Australia, is that it's Good Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why I could do today. But if we can do it like on a Friday night for you, I don't know what your schedule's like. Friday night for you, Saturday morning for me, that we'll do one more, but I'm not sure what a study load I'm going to have, and that starts in a couple of weeks. So
right. Yeah. I'm usually on call on Friday nights, so
okay.
But it depends.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, usually, but not until 7, like your time. So I think it would be real early for you on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, that's okay, because I actually try to keep to my normal time even on weekends of getting up, because then it means that on the Monday morning I'm not so groggy because I've had 2 sleeping mornings. So early is fine by me. That's actually really cool. That works.
So it would be probably like my time would be like 5 p.m. would work all right. After, so it would be 3 hours earlier than we did it today.
Which is 7 my time, so that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So so that works for me. I just can't do it this time of day. That's all.
No. Yep. Well, let's do that. Let's do that once a month then. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, because I'm having a blast, and I know once this goes, I know it's going to get seen more.
If people come to see it as a regular thing, then we'll have more people join in.
Yeah, we'll have to do that because I'm having such a blast, and it took us so long to do this. I want to do it again.
Right. Anyway, I'm glad, Leith, that it actually helped you. That's really good, because that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
It's sometimes a bit hard when we do. Well, I don't know about you, Heidi, but when I do a reading and I get something that I don't have a lot of concreteness for, hi, Jaylin, a lot of concreteness for, I find it actually hard sometimes to understand what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, and then, translating that into words, because then I'm not sure what specific words I need to use. I actually do struggle with that. And some messages I get are so clear and so concrete, and it's just wonderful. But other messages, that's my ramble.
And it can take time. It's like it's right there, but you don't know how to articulate it. I have the same thing. Jaylin asked if she can have a reading. I assume it's a she. sometimes these names I'm not sure, so don't take it personally. Yes, you can have Jalen have a reading, and I will. If you have a question, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. We'll do a general reading, and I kind of enjoying this back and forth format, pulling and
This what do you call it? A co-creative or a collaborative kind of reading?
Collaborative. yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, let me see. Oh, do you want to go first this time, and then I'll just in the meantime.
Sure. I'm wondering. I feel like switching my decks around for some reason, which is not usually me, but it's just, it's kind of fun, right?
It's fun.
So
I'm loving this.
So I'm going to grab my
corner a bit comfy though.
Yeah. The other night, a voice spoke my name and woke me up. When I opened my eyes, the ceiling fan was spinning, but it was off. Ooh, what did that mean? That's a different type of question, but I'm really intrigued to see what comes up with that.
I think that requires an oracle deck, actually. That's really wow.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm going to pull from my tarot, but I also have a new favorite oracle, so I will pull from that too.
Yeah, cool idea. So, Jaylin, how did that make you feel? Like, what was your reaction to that? And then what was your response later?
Yeah, I've had similar where I've heard nothing like that, though, but I've heard somebody call my name, I swear, when I'm half asleep. So it was spinning really slow. Okay, so I'm going to ask what that meant, what I just read.
Yeah.
The
hearing the voice speaking the name, that actually happens to me fairly often, maybe once every 2 or 3 years or so. And I've had a period where it was happening a lot more regularly. I also get the knocking. But the knocking, I found out, is actually neurological things. So, and it just means exhaustion. So I have to make sure the fan was off, and it was. Yeah, I understand. So you're doing the fan, are you?
Okay. I'm kind of getting a picture here. And it's kind of really interesting because I'm going to read from the oracle, but because I like what they have to say. But
cool.
Okay. First card I drew was the Magician.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, okay, Jaylin, what I'm hearing is that this is you. You are the Magician, okay? I don't think you literally called your own name, but you have some energy. You have a power within you that you can make things happen. This is what is coming to me, and then we got this gorgeous Nine of Pentacles. So this is, to me, this is like a woman in her own, element. She's very comfortable where she's at and what she, and what she surrounds herself with things that makes her comfortable. Okay, and now that kind of goes against, this was kind of probably made you feel uncomfortable, but this is a part of yourself that wants to come out. This is an energy that you have that the world needs, and you actually, it's something you really need to explore, is what I'm getting. It's something that would really be good for you to explore in your waking state, as well as because you have this is what I just talked about. Knowing there's something there that wants to come out to say, but I'm not finding the words to say it. You have an inkling of what this is. You have this specific power or energy or creative force. Something tells you that you know what it is, and and it's something that you can learn to work with that will benefit yourself and will benefit others. Okay, so the oracle I got, this is with the Fairy Wisdom Oracle by Nancy and Amy Brown. She's an artist that does fairy oracles.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called the Shaman. So it's also teacher. But also what I'm getting from this is working with the elementals, working with the elemental realms. I'm gonna let's see if basically this is like looking to yourself, what it's saying. I'm just scanning it real quick because I don't want to read it verbatim because it would take a while. Things way up in the air, but I'm kind of just getting one. I'm really looking at working with the energies of the fairy realm. First, I'm going to ask you if you've ever thought of working with fairy type energy or elemental energies. You said you were calm, but were you ever thought of, have you ever had that kind of energy or shamanic energy? Have you ever had an inkling that you were supposed to be working with these energies? I know it takes a minute before. There's always a little bit of a lag before I get an answer. Not at all. Okay.
I think you just got woke up to it.
So they give a chant with this, and that's what I kind of like about this oracle deck. And like, I don't always like sometimes what they write, but I like this one. So I invert all fear and turn it into faith. I trust the inner knowing and the outer guidance to work in harmony for my highest good. I become one with my journey and travel the road between the worlds in complete trust, for I am the light of God. I now ask that the sacred knowledge that is mine to know be open to me. In the name of the divine spirit, so be it. And they always have a little quote that says, give yourself an apple today. There's the chant. And so that's what I like about that. And so you're being asked to open up to the energies, whatever type you want to work with. There's many, and there's many names. And like tarot is an energy that we work with. So, you're being asked, you're being shown that it's kind of, I would almost be, I'm hearing is that you're being called. Now it's very interesting after that to see what Veronica.
Yeah. Yes. So I think you are too, Jaylin, and I think you're being called to embody an aspect of yourself that is so majestically, magnificently huge than you've ever contemplated. And I'm going to tell you a story to try and illustrate what I was getting, and then I'll show you the card I got. So when I was younger, up until about 5 or so years ago, I used to have these moments where I wasn't consciously doing it. It was like, I don't know, maybe my soul level self, some part of me was actually letting me know that I had incredible potential and ability that I just was not utilizing. And it would come to me in this sense that I could actually do it, like this. And this was before they started doing this in the superhero movies. The superhero landing they do with one knee down and, that kind of thing. And I kept having this where I would be almost like flying through the air and then landing in this, what is now a very common superhero kind of stance, pose. And that from that, I could actually, the power that would propel me from within me to, fly over a building, to move a mountain, to obliterate a mountain. Now, all these years later, I don't literally do that, but boy, have I obliterated quite a few emotional and psychological obstacles that I was facing. I have moved mountains in terms of, you know, getting rid of egoic blocks and, you know, understanding who I am and what I am capable of. So I don't don the cape or anything like that. I don't do the Superman stance or whatever, but I didn't understand then that what I was being given, and I do believe it was from my higher self, was an understanding that I was capable of so much more. So I was getting like a revisit of that when you were talking about it. And I feel like for you, you're on the brink of discovering that you have an incredible level of potential for bringing things into being. So that fan moving, it's kind of like letting you know that you've started a process. Now, that could be on a soul level. It probably has nothing to do with the conscious level at all, but on a soul level, a cell level, you have started moving. Things have started moving in your life, and that momentum that keeps going. You said the fan was going slowly. Yeah, this is only the beginning. It's going to get faster. So when Heidi was talking about the elementals, that was kind of also echoing this feeling I used to have, that it's like you will learn to use what your innate energies and abilities are, and I don't think you're aware of them. I think this is just the very beginning of a journey for you that is going to take you far, far away from where you currently are. I think it's going to be an awesome journey for you. I have so many like gorgeous tingles and things because I know I'm seeing what you're going to get at the end of that and who you're going to be at the end of this journey. And it's up to you how long that journey would be. I would recommend that you take on board the decision that this journey that you're about to go on is going to be easy. I didn't know that these journeys could be easy, so mine was really hard. You don't have to do that. You can make the decision for this to be nice and easy, and just, I keep getting this sense of magic. So back with the elementals, the energy, there's just so much going on for you. And understand what magic means to you. I'm not talking about, you know, sleight of hand or anything. I'm talking about true magic. What is it about you that is not logical, that is not rational, but that is absolutely true for you, even if you can't explain it? So really go into that. I think you've been given an invitation, and I agree with Heidi. I think that this invitation has come from your higher self. You have kickstarted. I don't really want to use the term awakening because I think that's been used and abused a lot lately, but you've kickstarted the next stage of your evolution as a human and as a soul. Seriously, it's like big, but you can also choose, this is the baby step, so you can also choose to go, you know what, that's a little bit too way out for me. I'm not going to go down that track. But what I'm hoping is that you decide to go down that track, because I just don't think you understand. I think at this point, if you've had no inklings that this is coming, you may not really get just what a joy is possible for you, and like really tingly, buzzy joy. So now, the deck I felt called to use for you is the Star Temple Oracle. And the card, after I've been shuffling for a while on top, that's the right one, is Mother of the Sea. And I think that's really wonderful, given that Heidi was talking about the elementals, and the elemental of water might be one of your, it could be a starting point. Water is symbolic of emotions, of your psychological self, but also of going with the energetic flows, you know, the tides, the ins and outs, the ebbs and flows of life. And because water can be quite dangerous, you know, you think about a flood, all that kind of thing, but, you know, water can also smooth rough edges. Water can just guide you and let you glide towards the next stage. So that might be indicating that having a look at what water means to you, having a look at your relationship with water, could be an indicator of your relationship with your emotional self. And I think that would be a really good starting point for you.
Yeah, I'm hearing like dive in. Yeah, you're being invited to literally dive into the depths, the depths of exploring. And I think that's a perfect place for you to start.
Yeah. So when and the thing is though, with water, you can tiptoe in if that feels safer option for you. Or as Heidi said, just dive right in, just go for it. It's a decision. All it is a decision that you're making. But see, look how beautiful she is. She's really happy. And I feel like that expression on her face, that immersion in this aspect of her, I think that can be you. But again, it's all about choices that we make. And there can be no wrong choice that you make at this point. But wow, the excitement, the thrill I'm feeling for what you could be going on now. And you did this, like your higher self, your soul did this. I totally agree with Heidi. This wasn't anything. This wasn't, goblins or
right, exactly.
anything else. This was you.
Yeah, totally agree.
Oh, you're diving. Awesome.
She's diving. Yay.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh,
that's great. That's great.
Listen, we've just been discussing before we start answering your question that we're going to be doing this fairly regularly, about once a month or so. But on a Friday, I don't know where you are in the world, but it's Heidi's Thursday night, isn't it for you, Heidi?
No, Friday night.
Yeah, we'll be doing it on a Friday night.
Friday evening, basically 5 o'clock. My Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
In the States.
So we're doing this on Heidi's channel. So subscribe to Heidi's channel so that you get that notification when we come through. And please let us know. And this goes, if we've got Leith still on, and if we've got, I can't scroll. Who was the first lady? Lynn.
Let me see. Yeah, we had Leith and Lynn. Leith.
And then we've got Shaman. There's a lot of L names here.
That is amazing. Yes,
so we would like to know how you all go. So please do that.
Yes, they listen back or whatever. Yes, definitely. It will be very interesting to see because, this is like, so should we wrap up and pull a card to wrap up for maybe our country since we're in different parts of the world?
Okay, all right, we can do that.
I wasn't sure if I was.
This way, I'm in Australia. I'm going to do an oracle deck, but Lucy Cavendish because she's Australian. So.
Oh, okay. I do the Native Vision Quest, which is Native American.
We're so predictable.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad, Jaylin, that we've helped you. That's really cool.
It's nice to have that feedback. Oh, yeah. So, Atlanta, I think you're on the Eastern time zone. Yeah. So. I'm
in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's in the Eastern time. That's borderline, but she's either an hour ahead or hour
Eastern
behind.
Is New York, is it, or not?
Yeah, New York. Most of the Eastern Seaboard. Florida is even on the Eastern time zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go to Atlanta, Where are you, Heidi? What state are you in?
I'm in New Hampshire, which is I'm just north of Boston.
Oh, I'm sorry. That immediately makes me think posh.
Not where I'm at. Well, I guess you could say Boston is kind of posh, but I mean, I'm out in the country, but I'm a stunt, it's easy to get to the city, but I mean, if I wanted to, but it's not my thing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Every time anyone says Boston, New Hampshire, anything like that, I automatically go posh. I'm not even in the country, but So I actually pulled this card, a blessing from the ever young. And I honestly think that this is actually about the 3 people that we've done the readings for, as well as us. So it's like we've just started this. This is the first time we've done this. I think we've both really enjoyed this. And then when you think about the readings that we did for the 3 people here, all of them are at the beginning stages of something. And with ever young to me is kind of like, I don't know, I'm just making that connection to beginnings. Yeah. Because when you are ever young, everything is always a beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like you might have an ending, but you're not really thinking about ending. You're thinking about, what is this bringing in? So
Exactly.
I think that's beautiful. And I love how she's just like, she's got that scepter and she's just, she knows who she is. She's in control of herself. And like, it's like that actually tells you, StreamYard tells you about the power, you know, like that staff head is encapsulating her power. I love it.
That's beautiful. And it's interesting because I drew Daughter of Fire.
There you go. Oh, how nice.
And when you were talking, it's funny because I was saying for our countries, but I was thinking what came to me is the wisdom. The wisdom that comes from experience in living. And basically what I was hearing is us sharing our wisdom from our experience and living with the youth.
Yeah.
And you know, and then I pulled another one, and it's Ace of Earth.
Oh, nice. See, I think that actually goes quite well, this one.
Yeah, I think
I don't know what that means. I mean, I could read the book, I suppose, but I'm just going intuitively on what I'm seeing and feeling.
Yeah, some oracles I do that, and then but this fairy wisdom oracle, I love what they have to say. It, you know, yeah. Some books are the oracles, I just throw them out, but you know, it's all about abundance and you know, sharing. And I can also look at it of America sharing what I was talking about when you drew the card in the beginning for me, is sharing that Native American wisdom, that indigenous wisdom, which is working with the fairy, the elements. You know, they all have lores about that, of the different beings that they work with, the energies, and you know, so I think it's, you know, I would love to have somebody from that culture speak. I'm gonna have to think about that. I do know some people. I took myself off of Facebook though, and that's it. But I put myself back on, but very limited. I mean, I'm not like really throwing. It's just so I could go on a few groups and. It
is hard. Like having just come off Instagram, and I've been on Facebook for years, but you know, just having and the only social media I have left is YouTube. But you know, a lot of people that I follow don't have the 1,000 subscribers, so we can't do community posts and things.
Right, I can't either.
So I mean, you've got to get the 1,000 subscribers before you can even do that. So, and it is hard, but you know.
Yeah, it is. I guess you can buy subscribers, but it's kind of not my style. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Naturally
and organically. All right.
So, we can end, or we just say, should we do like the first Saturday of June? I don't have my calendar right here, or we'll announce it anyway before.
Well, can we do the first Saturday in May? Because then that's a month away.
Oh, that's right. Why am I thinking June?
I don't know.
That's right. It's April. Next month is May. You're correct. It's getting close to bedtime for me.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that. We'll just do it maybe for an hour or so. I can see we've just been over an hour on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we'll do, and I'll end the broadcast, and we can